Hello and welcome to episode number 15 of WITM Season 5. It is Monday night, which means it is time for our Monday Night Raw stream. And I had to make some pretty heavy changes to the card that was advertised last night. Originally scheduled was the Raw Tag Team Champions, The Ascension, and the Raw General Manager-elect Baron Corbin versus Slater and Rhyno and Dalton Roush in one match. And then Corey versus Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush in a non-title matchup in the other match. However, because there was a Raw Tag Team Championship match tonight and an Intercontinental Championship match, I had to move the Ascension from Dalton's match and move Corey out of Bobby Lashley's match. So our card tonight now consists of the following. We have a Raw Tag Team Championship match between the Ascension and the Revival. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre will take the place of the Ascension in the six-man tag match that Dalton is in. So now it'll be Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre with their ally, the Raw General Manager-elect Baron Corbin, versus Slater and Rhyno and Dalton Roush. And then in the Intercontinental Championship is put on the line on Raw tonight in an open challenge. We are having an open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship as well. I put into a randomizer every possible superstar that would possibly contend for the Intercontinental Championship or make sense holding the Intercontinental Championship. I included both Corey and Dalton Roush from WITM in that list, and the person whose name came up in the randomizer was fittingly the real-life Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins. So it's going to be WITM's Intercontinental Champion, Bobby Lashley, versus real-life Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins, for the Intercontinental Championship. I moved Corey as well as everybody else that was booked on the card but bumped off of it into this match. Our first fatal five-way matchup in WITM history. It's going to be Ryder, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Jinder Mahal, and Corey, all with a huge opportunity to move up the Intercontinental title rankings and put themselves in good position to challenge the winner of the Rollins and Lashley match in the future for the Intercontinental title. Of course, Corey had that opportunity last night at Starrcade, but unfortunately came up short. So let's get tonight's show underway.
Enough of the preliminaries. Here we go.
Singles match coming up next.
Alright, we kick things off with non-title women's action. Bayley, accompanied by her friend Sasha Banks, takes on the former Raw Women's Champion, Natalya. And Natalya is going to pick up the victory over the woman that defeated her for the Raw Women's Championship, Bayley. Next up, we have the Authors of Pain, accompanied by their manager and 205 Live General Manager Drake Maverick, versus Grand Metalik and Kalisto of the Lucha House Party, accompanied by also Lucha House Party member, the Cruiserweight Champion Lindsay Dorado. This is a kind of interesting matchup as Drake Maverick, the General Manager of 205 Live, managing the opposition of three of his 205 Live talents. And it's going to be the Authors of Pain pick up the victory over Lucha House Party. The Raw Tag Team Championships on the line. The former Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival, gained their rematch over the team that defeated them for the Raw Tag Team titles, the Ascension. And the Ascension are going to remain the Raw Tag Team Champions. And now it's time for our first matchup of the night. A six-man tag team action. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, along with the Raw General Manager-elect Baron Corbin, take on Heath Slater, Rhyno, and Dalton Roush. Let's get that first match of the night loading up.
And coming up is a contest where things can get out of hand very quickly.
It will be Team Dolph Ziggler.
Pandemonium and chaos. Oh, don't go anywhere.
All right, so of course, Dalton Roush, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre have developed a little bit of rivalry with each other. Of course, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are one of the closest allies to Raw General Manager Baron Corbin, who will be their tag team partner tonight. Dalton used to be rivals with Heath Slater and Rhyno when he was still part of the Shield. The Shield and Slater and Rhyno had many tag team battles. Dalton now finds themselves tagging with his former rivals Heath Slater and Rhyno tonight, hoping to score a victory over a man he hasn't got along very long with, the Raw General Manager Baron Corbin, and two of his closest supporters, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Can Dalton, who was previously on fire but has struggled a little bit as of late, get back on track in six-man tag action tonight? Let's find out and get our first matchup of the night underway.
Introducing first, from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
No more showing off. It's all business now for Dolph. You know, Dolph Ziggler has twice been the sole survivor in Survivor Series.
Well, sometimes you forget just how much Dolph Ziggler has really accomplished in WWE. But this is a superstar who has stood the test of time.
This man is a real force. Drew McIntyre.
Revamped attitude, revamped appearance.
And from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre's made it his mission to eliminate all the complacency in WWE. You know, Drew McIntyre arrived and he was the chosen one. Handpicked by WWE Chairman Mr. McMahon. And Drew will admit that he became complacent. Felt like he didn't have to work hard to get to the top. When he got fired, he went away, he got a new attitude, and now he's back, bigger and badder than ever, with a vengeance.
Yeah, this new attitude from Drew McIntyre dictates he will take whatever he wants.
McIntyre laser focused. The Lone Wolf about to prey on Monday Night Raw. Baron Corbin, a WWE superstar who does not care what you think, what you feel. Baron Corbin's only concern in this world is Baron Corbin.
And their partner, from Kansas City, weighing in at 275 veteran, Corbin.
The lone wolf is a man who doesn't seem to play well with others because he says others always have a problem with losing. Accomplished so much in his young career. Won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Former Golden Glove boxing champion, NFL offensive lineman, turned champion in WWE. I'm just one man, but I'm the one man band. He's got kids and Rhyno.
And their opponents. First, at a combined weight of 511 pounds, Slater and Rhyno.
Guys, can you imagine if Slater and Rhyno pick up a victory tonight? Slater could probably buy a few inflatables for his above-ground pool.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Michigan, weighing in at 257 pounds, Dalton.
Let me take this opportunity to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you watching tonight.
I gotta say, I don't know if it's because I ate too much turkey or if it's just Saxton's commentary. It's a good thing this match coming up is gonna give me a little boost.
It's Saxton's commentary.
And there's the bell. This match is underway.
Need a lot of hype description.
Just six-man tag team action.
An incredible six-man tag match.
Dolph Ziggler getting things started for his team.
All the makings of those six-man classics we used to see.
And Heath Slater getting things started off for his team. Dalton Roush has seen a lot of six-man tag team action lately. He, of course, was in one of the 3-on-3 six-man tag matches at Survivor Series. He was in six-man tag team action last week,
when a
teaming with Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Match, one of the most important things to
effort.
remember is knowing when to tag out and get the fresh member of your team.
Now he finds himself
We've talked about continuity
on a team with
on this program, but it's more than that.
a tag team he had a great rivalry with
when you have
in
other
WITM Season 4 when he was part of the Shield. Heath Slater and Rhyno, how will they be able to coexist tonight? In comes the Raw General Manager-elect Baron Corbin. There's a punch to the gut of Slater.
Heath Slater forced to play defense here. Corey, you spoke about one of superstars in six-man action and how crucial it is that they have the presence of mind to realize
Corbin targeting the arm of Slater.
Everyone who competes as part of a six-man team has the ability to do that.
Corbin taunting Slater, trying to get in his team's corner and make a tag to Dalton, but of course stopped by Corbin. But now he will be able to make a tag to his usual tag team partner, Rhyno, and of course an ECW legend,
become a bit lost,
but hasn't quite been able to find his way since returning to the WWE.
Doesn't care about the WWE rulebook, the officials, or how the WWE universe perceives
He is a former SmackDown Tag Team Champion that he held a year or two ago in real life, but since then,
feel the wrath.
Pretty much been relegated to main events with Heath Slater.
kick
can
to
take
the
advantage of
he
this
comes up
opportunity
big there.
here. There's a clubbing blow to the back. Corbin drags Rhyno closer to his team's corner.
Byron, you made a great point.
And we'll make a tag to the sinister Scotsman, Drew McIntyre.
It's all about Baron Corbin.
Who
Remember, this is
defeated
a man who was thrown out of the NFL after a serious altercation.
Dalton Roush last night at Starrcade.
Wolf is right.
So Dalton Roush will be looking for a little bit of a measure of
who can
revenge.
say they're friends with Baron Corbin. The Lone Wolf wants to make sure all of WWE
Rhyno forces McIntyre into his team's corner.
I'd like to add that Baron
makes a
Corbin
tag
has
to his
strong
tag
dislike
team
for you,
partner.
Saxton.
He's Slater, and they do a double team attack. Slater
Talk about hitting
slamming
hard.
the head of McIntyre into
Drew McIntyre
top turnbuckle in his
some
team.
reason to worry here.
There
Now
are
stop to
times
the
during
arm.
a six-man tag match where the hostility between two teams
Forces
overflows.
McIntyre to his
The
feet.
result is complete chaos.
Irish up
and
into
all
his
six
team's
superstars
corner, and there's an
duke
elbow
it
strike
outside,
by
and many
Slater.
times outside the
Slater
ring.
surprisingly
It's complete and
holding
total
his own
chaos. But if
so
you
far
want the
against
legal
Drew
competitors in the ring
McIntyre. On
during that
paper,
time,
of course,
you must
McIntyre with
return
quite
to
an
the ring
advantage,
before
but
the
Slater
referee's
definitely
10
holding his
count
own so
or
far.
risk being counted out and lose the match for your team.
Irish up into
Byron,
the
you
corner,
talked about
reversal
the
by
moment in
McIntyre.
six-man tag matches when all semblance of order
McIntyre
breaks
Irish
down.
up Slater
Many
into
times
his
the two
team's
teams
corner.
are so determined to tear
And in
each other
comes
apart that they don't pay
his
attention
usual
to
tag
who the
team
legal
partner,
person
Dolph
in the ring
Ziggler.
is, or where the referee is in their 10 count. That's
Slater
a
trying to get
huge
into his
mistake.
In the throes of battle,
team's
superstars
corner
lose their
for a
control
tag,
during
but
what
can't
was
quite
a
get there.
six-man tag
Ziggler
match. Breaks down into a pure
got him
six
to show
brawl.
off for a reason,
If you don't
showing
keep an eye
off
on the
there.
referee's count, you could get counted out and be the reason your team
and
loses the
Ziggler
match.
taunting the WWE Universe
Byron
and
made
his
that mistake and
opponents.
ruin it for everybody.
Now reversal by Slater. Will
Something
he
that
go
is
for a
always
tag
important
now?
in a
And
six-man
he
match is
will.
having the ability to
And
perform double
Dalton
team
Roush
moves.
still waiting to
One of
enter
the
this
things that
matchup.
successful six-man
Slater and
teams
Rhyno,
try and
the
execute our double team moves.
tag,
and
of
then
course,
have
they
the
are
third
an
team member
official tag
perform a
team.
signature or
They've been
finishing
staying
maneuver
loyal to
deliver
each
the
other with the
maximum
tag so far in
impact
this
to an
match.
opponent.
Snapmare.
Ziggler with a running attack to the head of Rhyno.
Perfectly executed. Teamwork is always
Forces
paramount in
Rhyno
a
to his
six-man
feet.
tag match. Superstars
There's a
will
chop
be
by
able to
Ziggler and
have
an
a
elbow
level of
strike.
teamwork where two members of the trio
Irish up
perform
into
a
the
double
corner.
team move, and the third member follows
And
that
splash
with
by
a move, so
Ziggler.
their opponent
Stomp
is
to the back
really
of the
down
rope.
for the count.
The key is to deliver the maximum amount of punishment to your opponent in the least amount of time. You have
Ziggler
until
biding
the
his
referee's
time before
count
continuing
five.
his
It's not like
attack.
You have all day in the ring.
And Rhyno
But if
forces
your
his
team
feet. Irish up into the
three
ropes.
can deliver that type of offense, your trio will be
Leg
in
tripped
good
by
shape.
Ziggler. Ziggler going back to work on to the leg of Rhyno. There's a stump puller.
hamstring.
Over time, there have been various types of
Dolph
six-man
Ziggler in
teams that have been
control
successful.
for the
There
time
are
being.
family trios
Forced
like
to his
the
feet by
Guerreros, the
Rhyno.
Grahams, the Andersons,
And
the
Irish
Von
up into the
Erichs.
corner.
There have been members of factions who have also produced
And
tremendous
it's yet
six-man
another
teams.
tag
The
to Heath
Fabulous
Slater.
Freebirds,
Dalton
the Four Horsemen,
still
the NWO,
waiting
and
to enter
these
this matchup.
generations
Slater and
past.
Rhyno have just been tagging each other in.
He's focusing on
We were
the
wondering
face
how
down.
Slater and Rhyno
You
and
mentioned
Dalton
some
would
families and groups that
coexist,
created incredible
given their past
six-man
history
teams.
as rivals.
Talking more about
And so
factions,
far, it looks like
talking
Slater
about
and
the likes of the
Rhyno
Hart
refusing to
Foundation,
tag in their
Evolution,
former
the
rival,
Wyatt family,
Dalton
the
Roush.
Shield, and the New Day. These are only some of the trios who've had unbelievable
Slater.
matches against a
A
variety
series
of
of punches
adversaries.
to the head of
Three-man teams, I
Ziggler.
need to shout
And
out one of
Ziggler's
the
going to go
baddest
tumbling
trios
outside and
of
try to
all time,
reclutch himself,
who
but
held
he'll
the
be
World
joined there
Six-Man Championship
by
on a number of
Slater.
occasions.
There's
I'm
an elbow
talking about
strike.
The American Dream,
Irish
Dusty
up to the
Rhodes,
barricade.
and the Road Warriors.
Reversal
When
by
the Dream put
Ziggler.
on the face paint, you knew it was
Slater
gonna be a
catches the
bad
leg,
night
and
for
there's
their
an elbow
opponent.
strike.
Seems to me, guys, like we're just moments away from seeing the finisher, which could obviously put this match on ice. Back now inside the ring.
Slater forced back into the ring,
The
joined
finisher
there by
could
Ziggler.
absolutely end this match.
Slater
Michael, as you were
forced to his
saying.
feet.
Ziggler with the famouser.
And there's a famouser by Ziggler.
This one
Signature
is
maneuver. Now an Irish up into his team's corner. Body splash by Ziggler. Slater trying to get into his team's corner for a tag. Stopped by Ziggler, but now he has an opportunity. But first he's going to taunt his opponents and try to fire up the WWE Universe. Ziggler forced to his feet again. There's a right by Ziggler.
Sleeper slam from
And Slater's going to hit a signature of his own, the sleeper
Slater
slam.
out.
But Ziggler reverses before he can
Takes
capitalize.
him down hard.
Running clothesline by Ziggler. Both Dalton and Rhyno holding out their hands for a tag. Slater can't quite get there and misses with a body
You can bet
splash.
this one's gonna be over.
Ziggler
The punch lands.
with a right to the head of Slater, and that's going to bust open Slater.
Oh, my goodness. Jam your leg.
Now targeting the leg. Ziggler getting fired up. Drags Slater closer to center ring.
Going for an encore here.
And hits the stump.
I suspect the finisher is on the horizon. And
forces Slater to his feet. Arm dragged by Slater. Will he take this opportunity to make a tag?
Coming back from it.
No.
Well, it seems like that finisher is
running clothesline by Ziggler.
with each passing
Again, Slater trying to get to his corner for a much-needed tag, but stopped by Ziggler.
And he hits a hellacious neck breaker.
Running attack by Ziggler. Slater forced to his feet.
Dolph
Ziggler with the famouser.
And there's another famous signature maneuver. And in comes the Raw General Manager-elect, Baron Corbin.
The object is to win the match, isn't it? Come on, let's go.
The team of Corbin, Ziggler, and McIntyre in control at this point in the match. Slater desperately needs to make a tag. They still have a fresh Dalton Roush on their team who has yet to enter this matchup. Corbin clawing away at the arm and shoulder of Slater. Wow, Slater with a reversal.
I'm not so sure he had it fully locked in.
Forces Corbin to a knee.
He got him good there.
And hits him with a knee. Now forces Corbin up. Reversal by Corbin and another.
For him. I can't tell you.
Huge backbreaker center ring, and at this point, Slater's just almost being toyed with, absolutely dominated by the opposition. Really needs to make a tag, but can't get there.
Think about using the finisher here pretty soon, I would think. Just pick up the win and move on. There's no need to keep this thing going longer than necessary.
Corbin now has Slater in a working hold position and targets that bloodied head of Heath Slater.
Good punch, Baron Corbin putting together here. On the end of days.
Now end of days, finishing maneuver by Corbin. Goes for cover, and Dalton meant to break up the cover, accidentally takes out the official instead. Hey, that works too.
Man, Ziggler gets out of the way.
Dalton gets into the ring for the first time in this match, but not as a legal man. Slater now heavily bleeding. The referee gets back to his feet as Slater, with the aid of the ropes, gets some offense, but still really desperately needs to get to his corner for a tag. Corbin's time to make a tag, and in comes to show off Dolph Ziggler, who taunts Heath Slater, who's been absolutely dominated. Ziggler tuning up the band.
Boom! Good night.
Sweet chin music to that bloodied head of Slater.
Off key after that.
Man, so far so
and Dalton just barely
negatively impacting this superstar.
Making the save just a nick of time.
Huge opportunity here.
McIntyre clearing the ring of Dalton, and Ziggler's going to set up for yet another.
Looks like he wants back in this match.
Maneuver.
That certainly looks to be the case.
Great job escaping, trying to
Slater able to reverse. That could have saved his team the match, but he still needs to get to his corner for a tag.
I'm not surprised to see
tosses Ziggler on the outside. This is a great opportunity to go for a tag, but instead he likes to go outside.
Play through, as they say.
To even call it an injury might be irresponsible of us.
And forces Ziggler back into the ring.
Of injury,
Slater back into the ring.
Hurt.
Still
every single match here.
Going for a tag. But he does hit a finisher.
That has got to be it. Looking closely here, it doesn't seem to me like this superstar is favoring that injured area.
Reversal by Ziggler. Irish up into his team's corner.
There's the switch.
Here comes Drew McIntyre.
That's a great example.
For a double team attack.
Right there.
Slam!
Power slam by McIntyre again. Roush and Rhyno holding their hands out for a tag. Slater can't get
there.
There
Appear to be no ill effects during this match.
Slater forces McIntyre up.
Look out! Heath Slater is measuring.
Oh! Proof that you can never count.
And hits a signature finisher, goes for cover.
One!
And Corbin is there to make the save.
Boom, running STO.
Nicely done.
Slater finally going to make a tag.
In off the tag.
And still Dalton has yet to enter this match, at least as a legal competitor. Slater yet again tagging in his usual tag team partner, Rhyno. Not sure if this is because of the form of the previous rivalry between Slater and Rhyno and Dalton or what, but they refuse to tag in Dalton
Six-man
Roush.
tag team matches have been a staple of competition since the early days of sports entertainment.
Rhyno,
Two
our
teams of
ships,
three compete against one another.
McIntyre
under
and his
traditional
team's
tag
corner.
team rules. Stipulations could be added like no disqualification, 2 out of 3 falls, elimination,
Snake Eyes by
falls count
Rhyno.
anywhere, or whatever else someone could think of. Matches can also be held in a
targeting
caged
the arm.
environment.
Six-man tags can be fought under so many different types of stipulations. Teams can be part of a faction.
Rhyno forces McIntyre to
with
his
a common
feet.
interest. The most crucial aspect to a
And with a
six-man
huge
tag team
Irish
being
whip.
successful is that trio's
Crashes
ability
onto
to
the
act as
outside.
one cohesive unit.
Rhyno will
Three
attack him
individuals
out
working
there.
collectively.
There's
at
a
all
stomp to the
times.
foot.
So much can take
Forces
place during a
McIntyre to his
six-man
feet.
tag match. Regardless of what type of match the teams of 3 are competing in, the members of that team must be
There's
on
a
the same
headbutt
page.
to the apron.
Oftentimes, the teams who have the best continuity are the most successful.
Nobody controls the pace of a match.
An hour trip to send McIntyre back into the ring. And an elbow strike.
Jeez.
He's bringing it back inside the ring now.
McIntyre looking for a tag, but stopped by Rhyno. Rhyno drags McIntyre closer to center ring. Suplex by
It's not
Rhyno.
very often you see 6 superstars of this caliber competing at the same time. Rhyno sizing it up, belly to belly. That's what
Belly to belly suplex by Rhyno.
That's how you
Now
wear down
targeting
your
the
opponent.
head of McIntyre.
Now the old vicious head crank.
Look at the torque.
And once again going to work on that head.
Tagged in.
And finally, for the first time in this matchup, Dalton Roush is going to see some action. Forces McIntyre to his feet. Looking to get revenge from last night at Starrcade, where Drew McIntyre defeated him in singles action. Right away hits the signature maneuver, the baby rock bottom. Then taunts McIntyre.
Really locked
Now
into the
going to work
stretch
on the arms to neutralize some of that power.
here. Looking for the finish.
And Dalton Roush looking for the side of a bullet, finishing maneuver.
Knee right to the midsection. Oh, I think
And
this
it
man means
connects.
business. That has got to be it.
Goes for a cover. Does Dalton Roush lead his... No, Corbin's there to make the save at 2. Dalton wants a piece of Corbin.
The old pump handle. Oh my,
And
what
hits the
a
pump handle
slam.
Clears the ring of Corbin and then goes back to work on McIntyre.
Got to take it, as Byron was saying, elongating the match. not only
Targeting
gives
the
your
arm
opponent
once
an
again.
opportunity to get back in it, but you're also running the
Forces
risk of injury
McIntyre
anytime you're
up.
in the ring longer than you have to be.
Yeah, but sometimes you just enjoy beating somebody up.
Power
Especially if
slam
you're
by
in the ring with
Dalton.
somebody like Saxton.
Forces McIntyre to his feet again. Irish whip into the ropes. And Dalton connects with a Russian leg sweep. And there's a knee strike to the arm of McIntyre. Dalton really making a target of the arms of Drew McIntyre.
6 of WWE's most
Now hits a reverse
successful
DDT.
competitors for sure.
Heath Slater
Dalton in full control at this point in the matchup. It's definitely showing that Dalton is by far the freshest man in this match.
He's looking at
And Dalton, for the second time, hits the baby rock bottom to McIntyre.
Did you see the impact on that? Wow.
Throws the stomp to the arm. Forces McIntyre up. Irish whip into the corner. Misses with the right.
He might have it.
Dalton hits the side of a bullet, finishing maneuver for the second time in the
Surprised
match.
as you guys are.
Goes for a cover. And this time, Drew's teammates not even bothering to try to break up the cover. And Dalton Roush is going to lead his team to victory.
Here are your winners.
The odds were on paper were against Dalton's team, but they are victorious. Dalton, Heath Slater, and Rhyno
Very big win
are the
here
winners.
Hey, this isn't just about going out there and making sure everybody's entertained. You gotta win your matches, and that's exactly what happened here. A will to win was on display.
Guys, I have to say, that was an amazing match.
Alright, so Dalton back into the win column. In the end, I guess the strategy paid off. Slater and Rhyno kept taking each other back in for the most of the match, but that would allow Dalton Roush, who was still fresh after everybody else was exhausted, to come into the match. Absolutely destroy Drew McIntyre, definitely getting revenge for that loss against McIntyre at Starrcade, and lead his team to the victory. And now here's a match that Corey will be paying close attention to. Bobby Lashley defeated Corey inside of a steel cage to remain Intercontinental Champion last night. But now he will defend his Intercontinental Championship for the second time in 24 hours with Seth Rollins answering the open challenge. And Bobby Lashley's incredible Intercontinental Championship reign is going to continue. Bobby Lashley successfully retains his Intercontinental Championship for the second night in a row. Now we move on to our second matchup of the night. Again, all of the men that were originally on the card but had to get taken away from the originally scheduled match for some reason will now meet in this, our first ever in WITM history. This is a new match type added to the game. Fatal 5-way matchup. It's Corey taking on Ryder, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, and Jinder Mahal. These are all 5 men who are part of Raw's Intercontinental Championship division, and a win here will go a long way into moving up those rankings. Let's get our second match of the night loading up.
We have a great match coming up next, in a match that is sure to not disappoint.
Alright, so Corey, of course, looking to bounce back from that loss last night by hopefully winning this fatal 5-way match where there's only a 20% or 1 in 5 chance of winning. But to the winner will definitely go a pretty good boost in the rankings and possibly move up to the #1 contendership, where Corey would love to get back to following his loss last night with the Intercontinental title on the line. Here we go, 5-man match, a fatal 5-way match featuring 5 members of Raw's Intercontinental Championship division. Who is going to rise up the rankings and possibly up to the #1 contendership? Let's find out and get our second match of the night underway.
Here comes the worst internet champion ever, Ryder.
Making his way to the ring from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 224 pounds, Ryder.
You guys ever notice that everybody Ryder gets close to dumps him? I even have it on good authority that Ryder's father gets paid a significant sum to sit in the front row.
Okay, that's enough, Corey. He never sat back and waited for opportunities to be handed to him. He went after those opportunities. He grabbed those opportunities, and he has made an amazing career for him.
Mojo's here, and he's all business.
And his opponent, first, from Alexandria, Virginia, weighing in at 265 pounds, Mojo Rawley.
No more of that getting hype stuff. Once upon a time, Mojo enjoyed the distinct honor of being my least favorite superstar on the NXT roster. My, how times have changed with Mojo's attitude.
Listen, honestly, I miss the guy who was hyped, who had a good time, but you can't ignore the fact that the more aggressive Mojo has had more success.
Byron,
Worldwide, it's Apollo!
And from Stone Mountain, Georgia,
that Apollo has all the tools to be a big star in WWE. And Byron, you're just a tool. Apollo is an absolutely unbelievable athlete that has fought and scratched and clawed for everything he has achieved in his life.
One thing I can tell you, though, Apollo is fired up tonight here on Raw.
And from Punjab, India, weighing in at 238 pounds, Jinder Mahal.
Pretty incredible what this man has accomplished in his career.
Jinder Mahal has worked for everything that he has, but now everything that he has is the best in the world. First class all the way. Airplanes, limousines.
That newly found lifestyle, Corey, a direct result of the changes Jinder Mahal underwent, from changing his body to reshaping his mind, his confidence, his outlook on life.
Try this out with me, Byron. Take a deep breath. Shanti. Shanti.
Shanti.
I don't feel anything, Corey.
Guys, what a thrill it must be for these superstars to compete here on Thanksgiving.
Especially considering what this day has meant to this industry over the years. For decades, Thanksgiving was considered one of the biggest nights of sports entertainment. And that tradition continues here tonight.
There's the bell. This match is underway. Corey is going to start things off by going after
to the outside.
Zack Ryder, a former Intercontinental Champion in his own right.
Driven down with
all five of these
power,
men
guys,
hoping to get themselves possibly into the #1 contendership to the Intercontinental Championship, still held by Bobby Lashley.
He's showing
with the
absolutely no pity now, guys.
Corey definitely has a hard path back to #1 contendership.
He wants no
starting by defeating 4 other Intercontinental
inside
title competitors.
Man, he just has so much resolve.
There he goes.
Ryder with a kick to the back of Corey. There's a stomp to the back. Jinder Mahal taunting the WWE Universe, and Zack Ryder will go after him and break that up. Cruz and Rawley fighting on the outside. Corey biding his time. Now going back after Zack Ryder, but that attack will be broken up by an old rival of Corey's, Jinder Mahal. Corey with a running knee to the head of Mahal, and they're the only two men currently in the ring right now.
He hits the clothesline. He's starting to stumble here.
But now Mahal dumps Corey outside with the clothesline. And now all 5 men
Guys, he knew he would take on some offense
taking the fight to the outside. This is a no disqualification, no count-out matchup. Anything goes in our first ever fatal 5-way match.
Only been following Jinder Mahal
in WITM history.
You may have missed his first
Corey
splash in WWE, where he confronted the great Khali, claiming that the Giant was poorly representing India.
Ryder now into the ring as well. And he goes to work on Mahal.
And now he goes for it a second time.
Corey back to his feet and breaking up Ryder's attack on Mahal. That took out Mahal. Now Ryder with a drop kick to Corey. And Corey will go tumbling outside.
Moment of things to come. Mahal's first target was one of WWE's biggest competitors.
Mahal looking to take flight and hits the knee to the back of Ryder.
And eliminated Mahal a few weeks
Mahal goes for cover. And Ryder powers out at 1.5.
Not yet. That slam put him in a bad way, guys.
Mahal now sent tumbling outside as well. Corey just now starting to get back to his feet.
The man known as
and makes his way back into the ring.
IZ shared something extremely personal during
Not for long, headed right back outside, now into the
become
ring.
a WWE superstar
And
his
looks
entire
like he was
life.
trying to go after Apollo Crews, but Mahal sneaks up on him from
And
behind.
that gave him extra motivation
And
to make
taunts
sure he was
Corey.
able to live his dream.
Mahal forces Corey to his
Getting
feet.
his attention with a
Super
vicious
kick by
strike.
Mahal.
I
Immediately
conducted
forces
the
Corey
exclusive
back
interview
up.
with Zack Ryder for my weekly segment.
Corey catches the leg and hits a roundhouse.
You could feel the emotion in the room when Zack spoke, learning about Ryder's battle with cancer and how that made him strive to make his dream come true.
Chop by Corey, reversal by Mahal with a chop of his
Zack
own.
Ryder's an inspirational story.
And
No matter what side of the
punch
camera
straight
you're talking
to
about. I know the Long Island.
part of a man that he really doesn't want punched by Mahal. Low blow. Now goes for cover.
He's not done.
And Mahal very nearly
When this
picked up a
guy's
victory
on,
over with
look
Corey
out.
taking the loss, but
Here we go with Apollo.
catch who made the save, but Corey nearly taking the loss in this matchup that would have been devastating to his Intercontinental Championship hopes. Now it's Cruz going for cover on Mahal, and Mahal powers out at 2.
Nice kick out. You got to think about using the finisher here pretty soon, I would think. Just pick up the win
Corey
and
with a
move
series of
on.
strikes to
There's
Mahal.
no need to keep this thing going.
Now
longer
going
than
after Apollo
necessary.
Cruz. There's an
There he
Irish whip to
goes,
send Cruz onto
crashing
the
to the
outside,
floor.
and Corey will continue his attack of Apollo Cruz on the outside. All 5 men now on the
And
outside.
there's his speed paying off.
Cruz takes out Corey and is forced back into the ring by Mahal.
Things are looking dire.
Corey gets back to his feet.
Good point.
And
by
heads back
Byron
into the
earlier.
ring.
If there's an opening to execute the finisher,
Cruz
you
hits
got
the
to take it.
suplex, and Corey with a knee to the
do
back
is let your
of
opponent hang around for no reason. I can tell you
Cruz, and
exactly
now a
what's
two-handed
happening when you do
bulldog.
that. You don't believe me?
Mojo Rawley back to the ring
Skip
now as
versus
Cruz
Barry
goes tumbling
Horowitz from
outside.
1995.
I remember that like it was.
Mahal is looking to end this.
Mahal. He's used this move to put Corey away before the Colossus, but Rawley stealing the pin following Mahal's finisher, but that was broken up by Ryder.
We'll be seeing the finisher here very shortly, guys, and when that happens, you can bet this one's gonna be
Corey in
over.
a bad way at the moment, following taking that Colossus.
I didn't realize he
by
had such a
Jinder Mahal.
glass jaw.
Can't even make it outside the ring to recuperate,
There
laying
may
down
be
in
no
the ring.
escaping this fireman's carry.
I don't know. Never say never.
Corey crawling to the ropes, trying to get back to his
Space
feet,
here.
and does. Now it's Apollo Crews going
And
after
it's
Corey.
Zack Ryder.
Corey able to reverse.
Dodges a
Corey and Cruz currently the only 2 men in the ring, now joined by Mojo Rawley, who Corey goes immediately after.
At this point,
Corey with a
you
kick
think
to the
he'd
gut
have
of
that move
Rawley.
scouted.
There's a roundhouse to send Rawley down to the canvas, but Corey definitely has taken some damage in this match. But now he's going for the crossface. But Cruz is going to suplex Corey before he can
Known to have good
execute.
stamina.
He's gonna send Corey tumbling outside.
Athleticism from Apollo Crews. We may be
All
looking at
4
our
men
winner,
besides
guys.
Corey,
Hopefully
now
Mojo
currently in
Rawley
the
can
ring.
recover.
Cruz with a suplex to Rawley. Ryder with a neck breaker to Mahal. Rawley sent tumbling outside. Ryder biding his time as Cruz hits the
Slamming
suplex to
opponent
Mahal.
down with authority.
Now Ryder going after Cruz. Ryder Irish cruising.
Oh, the reversal.
Cruz reverses and forces Ryder into the corner. Corey now finally back to his feet and makes his way into the ring.
The kick connects.
And
oh, he's able to reverse it.
Reverses Apollo Crews. Now hits the huge bicycle kick. Another low blow by Mahal. Straight to the family jewels of Corey.
His kick connects. He's making a
Reversal by
statement
Mahal.
here with this attack. Look at this. Can he finish the job?
And Mahal looking for the camel clutch to Corey.
I question how smart this is at this point in the match.
This one's over, guys.
Quite the interesting
Corey trying to get to the
approach here.
ropes.
And we're back to this form of attack.
He's in trouble.
And somehow the hold got broken. Crews looking for a finisher on Ryder.
Crews is measuring him.
And that will connect.
Impact.
Corey just dazed in the
Picture
corner.
perfect moonsault.
Now finally comes to his senses and breaks up the cover of Crews. Mahal going right back after Corey. Mahal has dominated Corey for the majority of this matchup. Nearly put him away earlier. There's a roundhouse by Corey. He takes out Mahal, and now Corey goes after Rawley.
Wow, I thought he was a goner.
Rawley with a headbutt to Corey.
Boom. What a
Corey with a roundhouse to the head of Rawley. That takes Rawley down to the canvas, but Corey is exhausted and goes for cover.
2. And he got a near.
And that nearly was enough to put away Mojo Rawley, but he powers out to 2
Boy, he is rolling.
There's a kick to the back.
Something's gotten into Apollo Crews.
Mahal is looking to
Corey
end
going
this.
for the blackout signature maneuver.
This kind of
Takes out Mojo Rawley. This is a good opportunity for Corey with no other men in the ring. But Rawley wisely elects to just go rolling outside and not stay in the ring. And the barricade,
It seems.
I didn't see how it occurred, but the barricade in the corner is gone. The barricade in the corner has been taken out. We could potentially see this fight go into the WWE Universe and to the audience.
Back in from the
Corey
floor.
forced back into the ring.
Uh-oh. He's got him set up here. Looking for the suplex. No. Oh.
Corey forces feet by Crews, but taken out by Rawley.
Uh-oh. This isn't going to be pretty.
That's called being driven straight
Crews
down
with a
the
suplex to Corey. Rawley now going after Corey. It's like it's basically a double team. Crews and Rawley taking turns going to work on Corey.
Gosh, the same move over and over. This is relentless.
Crews repeatedly stomping away at Corey, and he'll finally
In the way of that one.
go tumbling outside. Crews dumped right on top of Corey. And Rawley will go right after Apollo Crews and giving him time to recover. All 5 men now back to fighting on the outside.
Makes him one of the best in the business.
Mojo Rawley.
Somebody has been busted open. I believe that was Mojo Rawley.
He wants no part of the outside.
Corey now has finally gotten to his feet and heads into the ring.
And he's heading back in.
Apollo Crews
Interesting decision here,
with
Corey.
a submission to the bloodied head of Rawley, and someone took out the official.
I like this aggression, just pure brutality.
Corey with a two-handed bulldog to Mahal is going to send him onto the outside. Ryder's going to take flight
Here comes Zack Ryder.
and takes out Corey with that drop kick.
That should do it. Zack Ryder is really applying pressure now, guys.
The referee finally comes to.
Ryder is showing some agility.
Corey reverses Mahal. Rawley dumped onto the outside.
He doesn't want to do this outside the ring.
That may very well.
Ryder with a backbreaker to Corey, but that took out
Apollo Crews may have it.
some of his stamina. Crews
Oh, that spinning sit out.
with a spinning powerbomb goes for cover,
I'm just as surprised as you guys are.
and it's going to be Apollo Crews
Apollo
that picks up the
Crews
victory
wins.
here. Zack Ryder took the loss, and Corey will take,
Imagine, but that match was
I
even
believe,
better
his
than
first no
advertised. Here's
decision
another
since
look at that
WrestleMania.
history-making encounter.
Hope everybody at home set those DVRs because that was a match you're going to want to watch again and again and again. Epic. This entire match was just one big highlight reel, and I didn't expect anything else.
Here is your winner, Apollo Crews.
Now that's eking out a win.
Sometimes you step in the ring and just refuse to lose. I think that's what we saw here tonight.
What a great match. Thank you, everybody, for spending part of your Thanksgiving holiday with us.
So Corey will get the first no decision on his record. Corey is now at a record of 11-18-1, currently in 4th place in the WITM rankings.
It's now time for our main event. Singles match on tap next.
And in non-title action, Finn Balor is going to get a big non-title victory over the Universal Champion, Dean Ambrose. And how those results affect the rankings on Raw, let's find out in just a moment. Starting with the Raw women. Natalya defeated Bayley. That is a non-title victory. Natalya moves up to the #1 contendership. The Raw Women's Champion is Bayley. #1 contender Natalya. #2 Tamina. #3 Mickie James. #4 Ruby Riott. #5 Ronda Rousey. #6 Nia Jax. #7 Ember Moon. #8 Sarah Logan. #9 Sasha Banks. #10 Alicia Fox. #11 Dana Brooke. And #12 Liv Morgan. In the Raw Tag Team Division, the Ascension defeated the Revival with their titles on the line to remain Raw Tag Team Champions. The Revival falls to #3. The Authors of Pain defeated Lucha House Party. Authors of Pain move up, remain at #2 because Slater and Rhyno won as well. Lucha House Party falls to #5. The Raw Tag Team Champions are the Ascension. #1 contenders Slater and Rhyno. #2 the Authors of Pain. #3 the Revival. #4 the B Team. #5 Lucha House Party. And #6 Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. In the Intercontinental title rankings, Dalton, Roush, Slater, and Rhyno defeated Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. Ziggler falls to #2. Bobby Lashley defeated Seth Rollins. Lashley remains Intercontinental Champion. Rollins is not in these rankings. Apollo Crews defeated Zack Ryder. No decision for Corey, Jinder Mahal, and Mojo Rawley. Unfortunately for Corey, he'll still fall down on the spot to fight, despite him taking no decision, because Apollo Crews switches spots with him and moves up to #3. Ryder falls to #10. Corey remains at #4. Rawley remains at #5, and Mahal remains at #6, each with no decisions. And Finn Balor defeated Dean Ambrose, or they're not in these rankings, I'm not sure why I read that off. The Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley, #1 contender No Way Jose. #2 Dolph Ziggler. #3 Apollo Crews. #4 Corey. #5 Mojo Rawley. #6 Jinder Mahal. #7 Elias. #8 Tyler Breeze. #9 Titus O'Neil. #10 Zack Ryder. And #11 Kurt Hawkins. And in the Universal title rankings, Dalton, Roush, Slater, and Rhyno defeated Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. Dalton was up to #3. McIntyre falls to #3. Corbin remains at #4 because Seth Rollins lost as well. Bobby Lashley defeated Seth Rollins. Lashley's not in these rankings, and Rollins remains at #5. Finn Balor defeated Dean Ambrose. That was a non-title victory. Balor remains #1 contender. Ambrose remains Universal Champion. The Universal Champion is Dean Ambrose. #1 contender Finn Balor. #2 Dalton Roush. #3 Drew McIntyre. #4 Baron Corbin. And #5 Seth Rollins. Now we move on to SmackDown Live. Will we finally see Gerald wrestle his first match on SmackDown Live in WITM Season 5? We will not. Still, Gerald not getting a match on SmackDown Live. Wow. Looks like it's pretty much all women and tag teams. There's only one singles match, and it's Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Wow. Alright, we will... Alright, so we will sim. And get your results and rankings update for SmackDown Live. The New Day defeated The Bar. Sanity, or 2/3 of Sanity rather, defeated the Colognes. Mandy Rose picked up a huge upset victory over Charlotte. The Club, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, defeated the Usos in non-title action. The Miz defeated Rey Mysterio. And Lana defeated Becky Lynch with no decision for the SmackDown Women's Champion Sonya Deville. And has that affect the rankings on SmackDown Live? Let's find out. Starting with the SmackDown women. Mandy Rose defeated Charlotte. Mandy Rose moves up to number 3. Charlotte falls to number 2. Lana defeated Becky Lynch with no decision for Sonya Deville. Lana moves up to number 4. Lynch falls to number 7. Deville remains SmackDown Women's Champion. The SmackDown Women's Champion is Sonya Deville. Number 1 contender, Billie Kay. Number 2, Charlotte Flair. Number 3, Mandy Rose. Number 4, Lana. Number 5, Peyton Royce. Number 6, Carmella. Number 7, Becky Lynch. Number 8, Asuka. And number 9, Naomi. In the SmackDown Tag Team Division, the New Day defeated The Bar. New Day remain number 1 contenders. The Bar remains at number 4 because the Colognes lost as well. Sanity defeated the Colognes. Sanity remains number 2 because the New Day won as well. The Colognes remain at number 5. The Club defeated the Usos. The Club remains SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions are Gallows Anderson. Number 1 contenders, New Day. Number 2 is Sanity. Number 3, the Usos. Number 4, The Bar. And number 5, the Colognes. And the U.S. title rankings. There were no matches in the U.S., even in the U.S. title division. So the U.S. champion Shelton Benjamin, number 1 contender Rusev, number 2 Gerald, number 3 Aiden English, number 4 Jeff Hardy, number 5 R-Truth, number 6 Andrade Cien Almas. And the WWE title rankings. The Miz defeated Rey Mysterio. Miz moves up to number 2. Mysterio falls to number 5. The WWE Champion is AJ Styles. Number 1 contender Daniel Bryan. Number 2 The Miz. Number 3 Randy Orton. Number 4 Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 5 Rey Mysterio. And number 6 Samoa Joe. Now we move on to 205 Live, where we see Andrew Spudstrong in action. He broke his 3-match losing streak last week. He'll be looking to start another winning streak if he is in action on Wednesday. And he is. But it's 6-man tag team action, but the team he's on doesn't really make that much sense. Because Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese are heels, and why would Hideo Itami a face, team with Lucha House Party? I think I'm going to add Andrew to this match instead. I'm just not sure who I'm going to add to Gulak and Gallagher's team. I'll figure it out. I'll figure what that match will be yet, but I know it's most likely going to be. It will be Andrew Spud Strong teaming with Cedric Alexander and Brian Kendrick against Drew Gulak, Jack Gallagher, and another heel that I have yet to decide. It might be Hideo Itami. We'll see. But nonetheless, that is going to do it for episode number 15 of WITM. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single WITM live stream or posting. Check out the WITM description for 2 important WITM links. The first being the WITM website, where you can find out how to become a WITM member for free and get your own custom character with custom entrants, custom movesets, custom promos, and custom storylines. Check out the WITM Twitter as well for all the latest WITM news, announcements, and updates. Until episode number 16, Wednesday night at 11 o'clock, for a combined 205 Live and NXT stream, where Andrew Spud Strong, Cedric Alexander, and Brian Kendrick will take on a Mr. Drew Gulak, Jack Gallagher, and a mystery third man. And if the NXT North American Champion AOP Master is in action, we will have that for you as well. Until then, this is Corey with WITM Car Wrestling, signing off.